Out here hitchhiking in town. That's right. Nobody out here though. And there hasn't been for quite some time. You see, this is now a ghost town. I'm following this road that was once active during those days in the early 1900s into this area of the Green Swamp Wilderness Preserve. There's a community nearby known as Lacoochee and Sturkey. And this pathway here leads towards those areas. And it was a large sawmill town. A lot of people worked at the sawmill, lived throughout the area. A lot of industry here in those days. A booming place. Now peaceful wilderness. Take in the history along the way. And that's just what we're doing today. So are you ready for adventure? Let's go. Out here along this old railroad line where trains once passed through here by the town into Lacoochee, hauling large cypress logs cut down in these swamps. They were hundreds and thousands of years old. Unfortunately, most of those trees are gone. Nice out here. Walking the line. Well, take a look at this. This is part of the town site. Mostly reclaimed by nature. You can see some of the old roadways throughout the area, clearings. Perhaps where buildings once stood. Definitely had to be something out here. Large clearings all throughout this area. Looking closely on the ground. Seeing if there's any possible traces of the past here. Which way to go? So we're just going to cover some of the sections of the site as much as we can. I'll take this direction and circle around. Pieces of concrete throughout the area here. Wow, lots of bricks in this area, and many of them have manufacturer names engraved on them there, you can see. Here's one that reads Champion. Challenging, real thick in this area. I'm actually in the middle of these thorns. Walked right into this brush. Didn't realize how thick this was getting, but must forge ahead. Get through it. Taking large steps and watching where I step. I just saw a snake back there. a large one as well, but it was so quick and elusive, it actually slithered away from me, which is a good thing. I think it may have been a diamondback, possibly a moccasin. It was really thick. Okay, I'm out of the thorns, but the brush here is a lot taller, so let's keep going. Seeing some foundations in this area here. Very interesting. You can see parts where structures are on top of this foundation where we're walking here. This would have been part of the town. Incredible, out here in the middle of the woods, standing at the site of these ruins, and there was some sort of building and industrial operation going on here in this area at one time. You can just tell from all the remains around the area. There's a wall right here, still standing. You can see some of the parts here coming out of the wall. Wow, exploring out here, you become really curious about these areas, what this site was used for, who was out here. You can tell there's definitely a lot of evidence from industrial operations here. So this site may have had various purposes over the years. It's a part of history now. And it's really neat to still see some of these sites out here in the woods exploring. It takes you back to a better time. It keeps you wanting to come out and adventure in these areas. Learn about the nature and history. It's inspiring. Let's keep going. Exploring out here for a while now and seeing a lot of debris scattered throughout the wilderness. Remnants from this town. Seems to have been a large industrial area at one time. Seeing a lot of pieces of machinery, blocks, things like that. Going off the beaten path here. Piece of metal there, pieces of wood.